Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to What the Hell Do I Know with JB, and this is a different episode. We're going to recap the second half of Season 2, and so this is our season. I'm going to cut that out. This is just us, jabronis, talking about how Season 2 shuffled out and what we're excited about on Season 3, so stick around. This is going to be a good one. Let's give an applause to some of my best friends. B-Money and Juice.
Wait, who said we're having a Season 3?
Yeah.
What the hell do I know? I'm just JB, middle-aged dad with ADD. Candid combos, jokes so lame, jabronis pulling a poker face. Just a couple of dudes with ADD. What the hell do I know with JB?
Nice long one.
We are back, man. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. Yeah,
Likewise,
man.
Jason.
What a great season. I mean, we just got done interviewing. Actually, you guys weren't there. I got to interview J.S. Park, who was the author of As Long as You Need, which was kind of his grief book, kind of grief literacy book. And that was really a pretty cool discussion. And I'd encourage everyone to go back and check that out because, man, I mean, everybody goes through grief. But so I wrapped his up. The prior one was our buddy Eddie Gallagher, which, Juice, you couldn't be there.
Nope.
But your last one you were on was all the way back to Ron Williams.
Where you been, Juice?
Where you been, boy?
You got life going
Ron
on.
Williams. He works out a little bit. Yeah,
That dude works out while he's working out.
He probably won another title since then. Honestly, he's probably on like 18th world national title, or whatever.
works out.
Bodybuilding.
That was such a great
day.
episode,
It was
man.
cool.
I mean, we've had some great guests. I think about Ron. I think about Eddie Gallagher. I've got we had Craig Maddox on, which is not to be
NIL
confused with
stuff.
Greg Maddox.
Yeah.
But he talked about NIL stuff.
His brother. No.
Qualified captain.
That
Yeah,
was,
so
man,
good.
I'm still watching YouTube on that
know
one.
it.
I mean, it's so funny.
That was
Some
so
of the
good.
stuff.
We've got some of them that I think go deep, like the Fosdycks and
One of my
the
faves.
Drawns.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
those were both great with adoption and fostering,
yeah.
which I thought was really pretty cool. I mean, we've just covered a lot of broad topics. I mean, you
It's been
had
all
your
over
boy
the place.
Gene.
Yeah, Gene from the Coast Guard.
Eugene.
So we've had two boating guys, it seems like.
That's right. That's
I was
right.
thinking about this the other day. We need to get some more like construction stuff or maybe just hands-on, because that's where we need to go, right?
You're right.
Blue-collar jobs.
Blue
We need to get
collar.
some
I love it.
air-conditioned guys, some tech, something.
We do. I have an air conditioning guy we should bring on for next
With this
season.
AI
That'd be
world
good.
coming, I'm telling you, these
Or
tech
some
jobs
AI.
are where it's
We get some
at.
tech people
Yeah.
on. Maybe
Yeah.
Elon.
No doubt.
Maybe Elon gets on here. Tell us what's going on.
Brandon, what was some of your favorite moments from? I mean, do you have one that sticks out in your head?
I love, getting back to the Fosdycks, I love that she said, if you want to marry me, we got to think about adoption down the road.
Oh, Hillary and
And I was
Corey,
like, man,
yeah.
I've never heard that anybody, before they get married, talk about like, this is the plan for way down the line, but this is my heart. And they were, super interesting guests, but I thought about a lot of that. What do you plan early in your life and see come to fruition?
Oh, that's really good.
I thought it was a really good moment. So that one stands out a lot. FBI profiling, that was cool because now
Yeah,
I want to
that's
watch every show. I know the guy that was with that creeper.
Yeah.
But that was a powerful one.
Let's jump right now in and let's point out that FBI behavior analysis unit, Mike Yoder.
wild.
Let's take a look at his episode real quick.
Yeah.
Do have though, Mike? You handed me this resume, and honestly, I'm like, wow, I'm just looking at it, but I do want to read a little bit of it because this reads kind of like an alphabet soup. I mean, this is crazy, man. Mike Yoder, you retired Supervisory Special Agent (SSA) with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You retired in 2017, so not even that long ago, right?
Right.
You were with them for over 22 years. You investigated Asian organized crime cases involving forced prostitution of illegal aliens, large-scale drug trafficking cases on a DEA task force, internet-related undercover operations targeting the sexual exploitation of children, and then you were promoted to the FBI's elite behavioral analysis unit, where you worked involving violent crimes against children for years. I mean, behavioral analysis, consultation on a myriad of cases involving missing and abducted children. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. Mike, where in the world? And you've got a degree. It looks like were you in the Army?
Yes,
Okay, so that's what. Oh, did you go to West Point?
I did.
I'm like, I keep reading this. I'm just like, holy cow, you went to West Point? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, presidents come out of West Point. Good grief.
Pretty good.
How in the world? Yeah, listen,
And
your
all, and all
pedigree.
those are related to each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Right? Army to
Yeah.
working
sure.
crime
that's what I was
schools.
to say. I mean, West Point, though, it's like getting into these academies are. My cousin went to the Naval Academy. And I know it was, it's so, here's what I'll tell you about that. My cousin graduated high school, top of his class, of course, had to get like a congressman to write a letter. And I mean, it's a big deal to get accepted. It's not like a normal admissions process to get
Right.
into an academy.
It's really
tough. And he got into the Naval Academy and was playing basketball the summer before he went to go, because there's it's like a basic training, but not. There's like I imagine they do it at West Point, but you kind of
Like a prep school.
yeah, something right before school or
Right.
whatever. Yeah. And he was about to go to that, broke his ankle or
Oh,
something,
no.
right? Couldn't go to it. So now the academy didn't say you couldn't come, you just couldn't come that year because you can't start mid,
Yeah.
there's no starting mid. You have to start with your class.
Right.
So he didn't want to not go to college, so he had gotten into like SMU or something like that in Dallas, and he went for a year at SMU. There is not one credit that transfers to an academy.
Not at all.
yeah.
Not one credit.
I've known of fellow cadets who went through 3 years of college somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then came to West Point,
Freshman.
started over.
That's right.
No credits
That's
transferred.
right. Nothing transfers to
Waste of
academies.
money.
Nothing
Yeah,
transfers
you
to
get the
academies.
knowledge with it. If you
Well,
studied a little
the
bit.
good news is the academies, it's free to the
It is.
students.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you going to other school for 3 years, wasting that money.
That was their choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
know,
works.
right?
But it's essentially our government saying, we want to raise the brightest and best, right? And that's what we want. And I love that about it. He went and ran kind of finance for a base in Guam for little bit in the Marine Corps, and now he's teaching in San Angelo, Texas. He's teaching military history, and really, actually, FBI agents and GBI agents come through his classes, to get their like masters or whatever.
Right.
And so very interesting work. In fact, I always tell him, I was like, you're part of like the CIA, right? You're like right down on the border, and he's always kind of like, well, I couldn't tell you.
I really can't tell you.
But I do want to say, I mean, what got you into, like you said, it all worked together. Like, what made you want to go into the academy, and then after your service time to go into the FBI? Like this active service to our country.
Well,
and
I was kidding.
yeah.
They don't connect.
don't
at all.
really connect.
No, they
Okay.
don't. Not at all. Because and oh, by the way, my brother went to the Naval Academy. He's
Really?
5 years older than I
Oh
am.
wow.
So I went to West
That
Point.
Army Navy game's pretty big in your house.
We sit on opposite ends of the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fight over it.
I'm sure. That's great.
So I went to West Point and did 11 years in the Army. I was a tanker, so driving tanks around.
Abrams.
Nice.
I did both. I did
Okay.
the old M68
Okay.
3 tanks and then the M1A1 tanks.
Okay, and you were driving,
Well, I was commanding
commanding in the because how many people are in a tank?
4.
Wow.
Right. So I did. I went up the ranks from a platoon leader to company commander, but. As an officer, you have to learn all the roles, right? You have to be proficient because you don't, you want to be able to tell your people that you know their jobs as well. So I learned how to drive. I learned how to load the rounds. I learned how to
You need to know what to do.
yeah, to be a tank commander. So
sure.
as a company commander, I had 14 tanks
Oh my goodness.
that I commanded.
And times 4.
Times-
People in
right.
them
Yeah.
as far as
Approximately
individuals.
65
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So, so the tanks, that translates to my next job when I got out to making windows.
Let me try this over here. What's that? I'm going to try that.
I was a
That's
maintenance
great.
supervisor for a vinyl window company. Did that for a couple of years, and during that I was applying for the FBI.
You were so you knew. Did you always have this? I mean, goal? When did the FBI start triggering in your head?
Kind of towards the end of my Army career.
Okay.
I was looking for something else along those lines.
Yep.
So, and then in fact, when I went to the window company, I knew that wasn't for me. It was
Yeah, it's just a time filler.
Just a civilian job transition.
Exactly. So, So I applied, and then it took me a little bit. I got into the FBI, and I knew from day one in the FBI that I wanted to be a criminal profiler.
Really?
That became just a constant thought in my head during the whole time. So and it took me 13 years to get from day one to
when you got into the FBI.
When I got into the FBI to when I got promoted to BAU.
13 years.
13 years. And during that 13 years, I did things like I went to training to learn how to be homicide techniques, behavioral aspects, interviewing, all those kinds of things. And I just, I went to these weekly, 2-week sessions, and I just learned the trade. And then with my work in violent crimes, that helped build my internal resume. So finally, I put my name in the hat, and I wrote about all the things that I thought that would help me get promoted, and I got selected for the BAU. So then I did 4 years working crimes against children, and then 4 years working crimes against adults.
Wow. All right, man. And so that was a good one. I mean, the behavioral analysis unit team, that was crazy.
I know that exists, but just getting into the mind of how do you deal with that all day and then go home? Yeah. I'll just have dinner, watch I don't know, Dancing with the Stars and go to bed. Like, how do you turn that off?
Lots of therapy.
Right?
Free therapy, probably.
It's a lot. It's just,
I think
God, there's people
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I do want to go and look at the Fosdycks, though, because that was so good. We've got a clip of those I want to show them.
All right.
Yeah.
That clip, what was great about that is the Fosdycks, if you remember, we shot that episode the same day we did Mike Yoder's.
That's right.
Remember, we had a bunch
That was a busy
He
day.
had fostered a kid.
And he had fostered,
Right.
And then
he had fostered,
had a great story.
A child had a great story that played
hilarious,
into Hillary and Corey's
story.
Their story too. But let's jump into that and let's watch a little bit of Hillary and Corey Fosdyck's story right now.
Adoption has been on our hearts for a long time. My brother was adopted from Korea, and so that kind of started, I guess, my family, along with a lot of other families that were in the community that I lived in, either were fostering or had adopted. And so we had this international families group. And so for me growing up, that was a very normal way of expanding your family, and that's all that I knew. It was my only brother. And so when Corey and I started dating and having all those conversations about alignment and what that would look like, kind of one of the main things that I had talked to him about was, I would love to grow our family through adoption. And
it was in our prenuptial agreement.
When you had absolutely nothing.
When we had
the one light item.
When we didn't have the $6,000.
Right.
But yeah, so it really was a big part of the conversation leading up to, do we align? And so he had said, that's not something that I'm necessarily familiar with and not something that I feel the same level of comfort that you do, but I'm open to it. Okay. And so that started just the thinking through. And fast forward, we had our oldest son, Nash, pretty easily. And then we thought, well, we'll have 2 and then adopt. And so long story short, the 2 was a long journey and a difficult process, and so in the middle of that, we kind of opened up the conversation to, well, we always said that we would be open to adopting. Do we want to consider that now instead? And so that is how our little girl, Monroe, was also adopted. And so we adopted Monroe from birth.
Okay, so birth adoption.
Yeah.
From our country here in the U.S.?
Locally.
Okay. Here locally?
Yeah, she was born at Sacred Heart Hospital.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
We got to be there on the morning that she was born, and so it was a really beautiful, amazing experience.
I don't know why I didn't introduce this, because y'all passed so quick, but Mike Yoder, who you met, that we had interviewed him, and our audience, they know we sometimes shoot multiple episodes because we all have busy lives, but Mike's 2 kids were both adopted. He and his family, they couldn't have children, and they had a story. A lady they were on a walk, and she said, and some random lady said, "Do you guys know anybody in the community looking to adopt?"
Wow.
Wow.
And so they adopted
That's
their.
crazy.
They were in the birth and all. Like he tells it all.
See,
on
I love
that
every
episode.
single
You'll have to
story.
Yeah, we'll have to listen
Yeah.
to
He
that.
has an incredible adoption story that he told, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Every story is
Fosdycks coming in,
amazing.
and we're going to talk like adoption in this episode. So it's like so weird how God was weaving that through. And
Yeah.
they had an amazing story of adoption, and he actually found Christ through his adopted kids.
No way.
When he was
Said
there,
9 months later, yeah.
he said 9 months later he was holding this baby, going like he didn't grow up in a Christian home, but something, the
Wow,
Holy Spirit,
yeah.
told him, I need to raise this family in a Christian, these children in a Christian home.
That's amazing.
He literally
And
found
he gets
Oh, I
into
love
that
that.
on the cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
found
That's
Christ.
so cool.
He wasn't a Christian guy, not raised
36 years old. I
36,
believe. He
37
got
years
baptized,
old
yeah.
and got baptized.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't
Very
that
cool.
crazy?
Yeah. And I love that it
So
was
adoption.
9 months because it was
9
like,
months.
you know,
And
you
like
think
you
about like you birth.
So the lady
yeah.
that they agreed to, it's 2 weeks is their prep.
Wow.
2 weeks was the pregnancy, and they had a baby.
And you're like, and here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at any rate, I don't want to take away from
No,
yours, but
that's-
it's so crazy.
That
right?
is
There's
crazy.
So
That was the
many
theme of the
stories.
day.
Yeah.
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 That's really cool.
So you got to be in the room though with your daughter. No, or
not
you were
in the
at
room,
hospital.
but we
You
were at the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was just a beautiful experience. And then when she was 3 months old, we found out I was pregnant. So
No
boom.
way.
Wow.
Yeah. And so surprises. God
That's-
has lots of surprises. But
So you were raising a couple babies.
2 babies at the
yeah.
same time.
Yeah. 1
And a
year and
toddler.
1 day apart.
1 year. Oh, so almost like Irish twins.
Yeah.
to a degree. Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. So, you have your 2 children. You have her, and then all of a sudden years go by. How many years?
Well, we had said, have 2 biological kids
Okay.
and adopt 1. That was the plan, right?
Right.
And we said, well, seeing the CAC, the number of foster kids in our local community and the demand there, let's get our foster certification.
Yeah.
So we went and did those classes. What was it, 6 months or so?
Yeah,
6
I
months.
don't know. Something came over us. I mean, I feel like that's kind of crazy talk. Like, I was pregnant, Monroe was new, and somehow we're like, let's sit in the middle of some foster care classes just to be like,
Right. This is
what
before
calls you to do that?
This is
I don't
before
know.
you were reevaluating everything on a weekly basis.
Apparently so.
But honestly, we felt called to do it, and
Yeah.
we knew that we were not going to accept foster kids
Yeah.
while we had 2 newborns in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to delay it
Yeah.
for a couple of years, but we're like, now's the time. Let's get it done, get certified.
Okay.
And when we feel ready, we'll be ready. Then we don't have to start the certification process. So we did that, and then it got to the time where we were ready.
Yeah, it was the time that we were ready. A kind of crazy story, but it was post 2020, and everybody's reevaluating everything in life, and you have time to slow a little bit and a little bit more space to breathe and think through, like, what does life look like? And I was hanging with some friends from church, and one of my friends asked, "Do you think that you would ever consider adopting again?" And my answer to her was, I think if we did, it would be a really random kind of situation where somebody would call us out of the blue and be like, "Hey, this child was born," or there's a situation that's come up, and you guys were on our hearts, and just reach out to us. And so I had told her that, and the following day she worked for the church, and she called me and she goes, "You are absolutely not going to believe this, but there was a call to the church about a baby that was born at Fort Walton Beach Medical Center, and they're going to be placed in foster care unless there's a family that steps forward to adopt, and the family would like to have a family from your church step in and adopt. Would you guys consider?" And I was like, did I just say this to you yesterday? And so with that, it just created, the long story short of that is that the grandmother ended up keeping the baby.
But it put this back on your heart.
Yeah.
Totally.
Started laying it
That's
back on
what
your heart.
initiated.
How long between adopting your daughter and having your second biological child to adopting these boys?
So our son was born in 2017.
Okay.
And finalization, they came to us in 22, and finalization was in 23.
Okay.
So 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So is the process? It seems like I don't know anything about adoption. other than friends and you guys and folks around. But it's some of the people tell me the process almost is easier, to adopt from a foreign country than it is in the U.S. Am I off on that, or is it? How does that work? I don't know. Is it hard? Is it?
I think
lengthy?
Every adoption story is very different from one another, but all of them are complex.
Right.
And all of them
Costly too, right?
Some
Okay.
can be costly.
Which makes no sense.
Right. Through the foster care system, though, it is not a costly situation.
Okay.
So we had two experiences. Monroe was a private adoption, so we paid an attorney, basically have a file.
That they make sure that things go through, that child is yours.
And it costs money like an attorney should earn, and so but they're doing a lot of the legwork for you.
Okay.
And then our second go was through the foster care system where we're doing all of that. And
So did these boys were placed with you as foster to adopt sort of thing?
with the intent to adopt.
With the intent to adopt.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this time period was very short because the parental rights had already been revoked. They were in foster care for an extended period of time. The foster mother that they were with is in her 70s and knew, for long term that would not be a viable, adoption. And so they were seeking out families for their adoption.
It sounds like she instilled a lot into them.
Yeah,
at a very young age.
She did. She's an amazing woman.
That's so cool.
She is.
Isn't that cool how God
hilariously
works?
Funny too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to put them here until I'm going to move them here, but they're going to get what they need right here.
Well,
Absolutely, and that's her whole
So cool.
her whole thing.
All right, man, that was so good. Hillary.
How's he get his hair so perfect?
Oh man.
He just looks put together all the
Yeah, he
time.
does.
He wake up like that and like, hey,
Well,
I'm
he's
Corey.
got a great shoe game. Corey
He-
Fosdyck, you got a
I
great
brought
shoe
some new
game.
shoes because they're white. They'll never be this white again. But
Brandon, are you saying you want to wake up next to Corey in the morning and see what he looks
I just
like?
want to.
Is that what
I don't know.
you're
That's
saying?
kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy.
battling
Hillary
Hillary
would not like
Oh,
that,
man. Hey, who's this guy?
but he's just always on, man. But it's such a cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Juice, you've got something that stuck out for you. Anything jump out
Well,
at
my
you?
boy Eugene on from the Coast Guard, 20 years in the
that
Coast
was great.
Guard. His wife's a teacher of the year or something like that. I feel like he said.
Yeah.
But just how to raise and mentor those guys, the stuff he had to go through. Right, you're young in the Coast Guard.
Right.
You got to learn it yourself, and then next thing you know, you're in the military long enough. You're in charge, and it probably doesn't take long to get in charge of kids your age.
Yeah, such great leadership that we have in our military, and Gene is a perfect example of someone that stood out for me and had a great story. And yeah, we should definitely show a clip from Gene's show. Let's jump to
Get in a
that.
fight.
Hey, let's jump right on to that, baby. Maybe we talk about that time he fought Reacher.
Yeah, Jack Reacher.
Oh man.
That'd be so good. Hey, here's Gene. Sure, for sure. But so, Gene, we're super excited to have 25 years in the Coast Guard with over a decade at sea and in command. What's the most defining leadership lesson the ocean has taught you that still applies on land today?
Man, that's a really good question. I think, when you're out at sea, things can change very quick, and you're kind of out on your own. And I learned a lesson a long time ago. Kind of stay calm. Right?
Yeah.
Stay calm. That's as a leader, you gotta. There's nobody to turn around and ask the question to, right? Everybody's looking at you. And when I was a young man, I was a little bit fired up all the time, and I think that might have been, a defining moment. I can tell the story real quick. We had a mission going on where, it was definitely more urgent than the rest of them, right? And we're in the ice, we're trying to tow a boat, and I'm getting set down on some shoals, big waves, and they're having a hard time hooking up the tow line, and it's going on for probably longer than it should have. And I'm literally leaning out the bridge window, screaming every expletive that I can think of to try to get them to hook it up, right? It goes horrible. We ended up just cutting it free. When we're doing the little debrief and talking about it, I asked them, like, hey, why weren't you guys moving faster? Like, didn't you hear my urgency? Like, didn't you, I'm screaming at you all these expletives, and, the youngest guy just turns around. He's like, well, BM1, I was a little bit younger. He's like, you cuss all the time. You scream at us all the time. I never noticed the inflection in your voice. And that kind of stuck with me to where I was like, you know what, maybe save that one for when it's actually an emergency. So, so I've been that's one thing I've been trying to work on, even in my personal life, trying to stay calm. I probably fail more than I succeed with it, but
But at least you're realizing it.
That's
now.
great
stay
that's great
calm.
self-awareness.
yeah. And then the other thing is kind of like you got to be authentic as a leader, right? Like, there's a lot of people in leadership positions that don't lead, right? And you have to be able to say like, hey, this is who I am as a leader. This is what's important to me. This is what we're going to do, because you have to influence everybody to go the same direction.
Yeah.
A couple of people going, that don't buy into the system, or they're not going to, follow the rules or meet a certain standard.
Right.
All it takes is one or two to kind of to shift the mission the wrong way. So, there's many different leadership styles. There's many different ways to do it, but I find that as long as you can stay calm, be authentic, you're going to do all right with yourself.
Man, that's a really good advice. There was a time, I've told this story before, we had a 65-foot motor yacht that we took down to the Bahamas. I took it as far west as New Orleans, and then I captained it myself as far south as like the Exumas. And on the way back from the Bahamas, I left out, and here's a crazy story. I called into the Coast Guard to tell them that I was headed over.
It's a good idea.
Right?
Yeah, good idea.
And because you've got to let them know I'm entering back in the country. What's funny is the guy on the phone calls me. He goes, hey, we just saw your GPS, because I guess I had to send him my whatever coordinates were. He goes, well, we just saw your GPS. And it was my first time coming back into the States in a boat. So he said, you're still in Bahamian water. And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't know when to call. He goes, no, just call when you get closer to the American water, and then we'll admit you. He goes, I'm going to go ahead and deny, your access. I'm going to go ahead and deny this request to enter the country again. I'm like, I knew what he was doing, but at the same time, I was like, but I'm American.
I want to come back, bro. I was just telling you early. I was just a little early about it. Don't deny me.
Was his name Gene?
No.
Yeah,
He
sorry
was
about
great.
that.
I think I even joked with this. I'm like, you can't deny me. He's like, this is just paperwork. I have to deny here.
Yeah, Gene
but
says,
you
yeah,
come
that was
back in.
me.
But I was like, I don't want to be denied. I'm
That's
American.
funny.
Yeah.
But you got to stay calm. I've had a lot of weird commotions, and times I've had to tack back out of storms and all that, and getting. And you're right. You start to hear boats listing or going away, and the last thing you want to do is just lose it.
Panic.
Yeah, I mean, my job on board in command is, at first the very first thing is on the boat driver, on the expert, right? That's the very first thing. There's nobody that's supposed to be better at that than I am, right? So in times when those seas do get big or the weather picks up and you kind of start seeing a little bit of commotion, that's when you come in with that calm and voice, like, I got it, everything's gonna be fine. And even though you might be shaking on the inside, right, everything's fine, I got it, right? This is my job. And it kind of calms everybody down so they can do their job, and you guys can work as a team to accomplish whatever that mission is. So
when those seas are like that and crazy, what do you recommend to a captain to do? I mean, do they need to, for instance, if they're heading into 8-foot, 9-foot swells, things of this nature, and it's coming all the way, do they need to turn their bow a certain way? What's the first thing somebody could?
Yeah, bowing is pretty much always better, or stern too. One of the two. I recommend bow. Yeah, I'd recommend bow in, and then slow down.
Slow down.
You're kind of
time it. Be maybe in the middle of the wave or on top of the wave.
Imagine driving your car down the road with speed bumps, right? Like just slow down. You're good, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to bury the bow into the wave in front of you. You don't want to outrush the seas. So.
You ever see those, there's a wavy boats, I think it's on Instagram.
I follow
wavy
that.
boats.
Or it's on
you see
YouTube,
those guys come in, there's like some pass over on the east side.
Yeah, Miami.
Haulover Pass.
Haulover
and they come in there, and there was somebody
crazy,
just saw they're investigating this because the boat was deep into it, and I think it was a charter boat, and the guy on the front on the bow had injuries to it.
Can we do a PSA to stop bow riding?
I love it.
They're on the bow with no life jackets at Haulover Inlet.
You shouldn't be on it with a life jacket.
The benefit?
You should be on the bow without it. Bow riding is
What
insane.
is the benefit?
It is
only
actually
negative.
against the law.
Yeah.
It is actually against the law. Yeah.
It's like riding without a seatbelt.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it is. I didn't know it was against the law.
It's a state law, not federal, right?
Okay,
but
it
is a law. FWC will hit you up.
Did not
and they
know
should.
that.
It is incredibly.
I mean,
dangerous.
if you down here at Crab Island, people ride the bow and you slip under, especially on a pontoon, you slip under a pontoon. The only place you're going is to the
prop.
the props. It's the only place you're going.
Yeah.
And I don't care if they're plastic. It ain't gonna be fun.
No.
It's gonna cut you up. Wow, that was a good one, baby. That was a good one. So I had some of the ones that stuck out with me too were that one, but that was so good. The Fosdycks were so good. Like I said, the drawings. equally as good with their foster story and what they've gone through. But I really enjoyed David Fields. I mean, his story from addiction to recovery was insane. I mean, 17 years old, getting his, all the stories of being in that.
Yeah.
I mean, and then coming
I think
back
he said he
out
got
of
drunk
it.
at 14 the first time. or
Right.
something. It was crazy. It was a crazy number.
Crazy
To be
story.
totally honest, I got drunk at 14 for my first time, and it was with
What?
my parents on New Year's, which is crazy.
At 14?
14.
Well, let's talk about it.
New-
Indiana.
I know. There's not a lot to do in New Year's in
Was it
Indiana. It's kind of
moonshine?
cold.
Moonshine?
No, it was Long Island iced teas. We were at a party.
What the heck?
That was one of the
Yeah.
first things I also got drunk on. It was
Shit.
margaritas and then Long Island iced teas. And
Yeah.
Long Island iced teas, somebody drinks actual sweet tea. They're really good.
They're at the time at 14, I thought it was
Oh,
crazy,
yeah.
but the ride home was really weird.
Why was the ride home really
Wait, your
weird?
Because I don't
drunk?
remember it, and everything was spinny. You remember the spinny?
on.
Yeah, I did not want to be
Did
part
your
of that.
mom
So
and dad know? Did they know your secret?
I don't think so. Maybe I was kind of the kid that it was a big party, lots of
Oh,
people.
so they didn't know you had
so-
drank.
No, I think
thought
I got
you had drank
one.
with them.
They,
Okay.
they kind of knew I had one,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they don't know that I went around and like
Had some
having
of
everybody
everything,
else.
yeah. Oh.
Anything that was on the ground
Wow.
not being held down, he
Jeez.
was swallowing
What's the
it up.
kid from Caddyshack? He's going around and he drinks one with like a cigarette butt in it and he pukes. Yeah, that was me.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
but I
you know,
learned
I
that
remember-
lesson. I don't think I drank again until I was 15.
I remember one time like picking one up and drinking something that was like my dad had thrown some ashes.
Oh, I've done that.
You done the
Yep.
ash one?
Yeah,
ash
that's the
stuff?
Caddyshack moment.
Yeah,
That actually
always
happened
a
at
good one.
poker one night. Whenever guys did that,
Yeah.
somebody drank a spit.
Oh, a spit
everybody's dipping
cup.
tobacco. He drank
Yeah,
a
spit cup.
bottle next to bottle, and he grabbed a spit bottle.
Those are the worst.
That is a
I've actually done that
nightmare.
also.
Those are the
Yeah,
worst.
it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, because it's warm.
That's
too.
about the
Oh,
grossest
God.
thing you can do. I feel like is drink, dip, spit. Yeah, it's bad.
Come on.
Hey,
I know.
Indiana Baker. I mean, it happens.
I mean, have you ever watched the challenge? Danielle and I are watching the challenge right now, and we've watched
The
it forever.
MTV thing
MTV's
or
challenge.
whatever?
It's
No.
now it might be on ABC or something like that, or NBC, but it's called the Challenge, and they put a lot of these reality stars together, and they're getting now very, very much athletic. It used to just be kind of
oh yeah,
you
Well,
put the real world and road world stars on there together, and they compete in these athletic challenges. Now, there are kids gearing up for this that are, I mean, true athletes trying to win this, and I think it's $500,000 prize, and it's a really big deal. But they always have to eat weird crap,
That would be the hardest part.
Humans love watching other
they
people
had
eat weird
do
crap.
a shot, like 2 shots of like dip spit.
Oh.
I
That
can't
would
think of
lay
hardly
you
anything
out.
worse.
That would lay you out.
I mean, just if you've ever had dip and you swallowed your own spit, it'll make you sicker than a
sicker.
dog.
I actually
let
did
alone-
that in 7th grade. I decided to take a dip from a friend. And
What'd it
I
take,
had
about
it in my
20 minutes?
lips.
Oh,
The
you swallowed
principal
it.
walked into the bathroom. I swallowed it instantly. I freaked out.
Did you vomit?
Oh, I threw up about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
later. About
it's-
as soon
it's
as he
quick.
walked out of the bathroom, I
quick.
threw up.
Did you get to go home?
No, nobody knew about it. Right? That was it.
You were spinning though,
Nobody
right?
would
It
know.
was a
It was
weird feeling. It's a
disgusting, yeah.
horrible feeling.
Well, now that we're talking about dip spit, let's show
Segue.
show this clip of David Fields because it's really good. I mean, you've definitely come. I mean, you've gone from that time. When was it? So you went through rehabs early on, whether your parents were putting those in there. I mean, when was like the moment? I mean, that you finally gave up the ghost. Were you married? Were you early before marriage? I mean, before kids? When was it that like, okay, that's it?
Well, I'll fast forward what happened. So when I drank first time at 10, it was like you said, with a lot of addicts, alcoholics. I mean, when I had that feeling, I can take you back to the exact place that I turned the corner. It was at a football game in West Texas. There's no question of what you do on a Friday night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You go to the high school football game.
Right.
And so the whole town's there, and I remember drinking, and I had only had sips of beer before, and this girl gave me this, clear liquid. I didn't even know anything about alcohol really, and I just started drinking it like it was beer, and I remember thinking, man, this thing sure does burn
Yeah.
a lot as it's going down.
Was it Everclear?
It was vodka.
Oh yeah.
And so I drank, half liter of vodka, and then
Holy
I'm
crap.
turning the corner from this alleyway.
Golly.
And I remember the effect hit me, and when it hit me, it was like magic. It cured all those things that have been going on internally.
You had confidence.
Had confidence.
Yeah.
I felt incredible.
Yeah.
And I said that night, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And
You remember saying that?
I did.
Wow.
Well, and I quoted it to a friend who he still remember it too. But the next morning I woke up and immediately went to a 7-Eleven and did a beer run. And then started drinking. And I mean, pretty much from then on, then there's a lot of drugs and stuff and a lot of arrests, kicked out of lots of schools. Didn't really think I was going to make it through high school. Like,
Really?
I didn't see myself getting a high school diploma. If you ask me, hey, you know, what does it look like when you're 20 or something like that? It's just dark. It's just black. I don't know.
You didn't really have that. You weren't thinking future. You were thinking every day.
I had no ambitions or future. I didn't see myself really living. And then I, towards the end of that, out of my third rehab, I'd go to rehab, relapse, go through a spree, get arrested, you know, end up going back to another rehab. And then towards the end, I approached a judge during one of my hearings and told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
biased.
Probably. I imagine. I mean, imagine you took it well.
Yeah, I wasn't tough by any. I was lost.
Yeah.
I was lost.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
That's a great word.
I wouldn't even say I was scared. I didn't know anything besides fear.
Just not a
I
direction.
ran on fear and shame, and
Yeah.
so. I was
Ooh,
just
that's
lost.
big. So that was
So-
kind of your currency, fear and shame. Alcohol conquered it
Yeah.
at the time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And so from that, he said, you know, I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically I was, you know, possibly going to go to jail. You know,
Right.
He said, we're going to wait till you're 17 and you're going to get, you're going to go to big boy jail. Was probably looking, I don't know, a year and a half or so. And went into a repeat offender program. And in that program, I was kicking out windows, spitting at people, trying to start fights with everyone.
Really?
And in that program, I literally doing everything I could to run away from God. And in that program, I mean, he just grabbed a hold of me. My story is not one of me making any sort of decision to come and know God. And
Yeah.
it wasn't this agreement. It was he showed up. And I remember that day, it was on a Sunday. I remember just over and over going, holy crap, he's actually real.
You just
Actually
but
real.
That's
When
like a
you
Paul
say he
experience,
showed up-
right?
Before that, I would have said, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I don't want to talk about it.
But you had a Paul experience. It's like,
But I don't think I was. Honestly, I don't
Yeah.
think I was. I think a lot of people, like, I knew scriptures. I knew around church, I'd say, yeah, I believe in heaven. I believe in, but I never knew him.
You didn't know. You didn't have a relationship.
Yeah, there's passages like, we'll make our home in you. You know,
Yeah.
that hadn't happened to me. It was not personal. And that day, I just over and over, I can't believe it. He's actually real. Like, actually real. God is
What
actually
was that
real.
like though? Because you're saying you had a moment that you felt the presence of God, and
Undoubtedly.
that it was so much that you were like, He's real. I mean,
Yeah.
but what does that? I mean, can you describe it? Are you in this facility?
Yeah.
Were
So-
you by yourself? Did you hear an audible voice? Did you get like these chills going down your spine? I mean, what was that?
So so you're in this facility and you can't leave anywhere, right? You every minute's accounted for, unless it's on a Sunday and they'll take you to a church. The last place I wanted to go, and I'm like, I'm good. And they said, well, the pastor has these 2 hot twin daughters, you know.
Oh my God.
And so I said, all right.
Well-
They're peddling the pastor's 2 hot twin daughters.
Yeah.
maybe I'll show up.
Yeah. So it's not like you can talk to anyone anyway.
Sure.
So I'm like, we go and you have to sit on, of a like kind of stadium seating. You have to sit in the very back away from everyone else, just so that you can't, cause any trouble or get paraphernalia or whatever.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah, I was in there with some rowdy guys. And so,
Do they have are you behind glass? I mean,
I've
what is
never
this
heard of
church?
this.
I'm
This is
trying to think
crazy.
about this
I've never
church,
heard.
like this chapel that is on stadium seating,
Yeah.
away from everybody else. Are you in like an orange jumpsuit in this place, or
Not
were
orange
you
jumpsuit,
like a
but-
polo shirt on or t-shirt or something like
white shirts.
white
With the
shirts, jeans sort of thing?
Yeah.
And they've got you inside the chapel.
Yeah, and they have like guards on both sides, and they like put us in the back. Well,
So everybody knows. I mean, this is like really a service that this church is providing too,
An
to
outreach.
allow you to an outreach
from
to
that
come in.
church.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the whole sermon, I'm like, I just think in my head, I'm having these thoughts in my head. I'm like, this is exactly why I don't, I hate these places. And this guy is probably, I'm just judging the pastor the whole time in my head and all this. But we're separated from everyone. Well, as we're leaving, a man, possibly an angel, I don't, like a guy grabs me from the back of my shirt and says, David Fields. And turn around and look at him. I'm like, do I know you? He says, God wants me to tell you something. And he begins to tell me, exact thoughts to this, specific thoughts I was having during the service.
What?
And how he's loved you. He's been, the guy couldn't know my name. It's HIPAA laws. But as soon as the guy started talking, it's not even really what he said. And what he said was unbelievable, but it was as soon as he started talking, I knew immediately that it was from God. And it wasn't even about what he said. He wasn't saying, you're going to be this in your future or anything like that. It was going, oh my God, he's actually real. He's actually real. And I got scared, not in a holy awe type of way, like,
I've messed up some stuff.
He's watching. Will he forgive any of this?
Oh, this is real.
I'm on the wrong side. He's actually real, and I'm actively running as far as I can away from him.
And I need to turn and run as far as I can back to him and beg him. All right, that was good, man. I'm super excited about it. And man, so this episode that we're doing this recap on, it's coming out kind of right there before Thanksgiving. I'm super excited about Thanksgiving because I love Thanksgiving. It's kind of like Christmas.
No, it's my birthday. I love it.
Come on, Juice.
Black Friday. I'm Black Friday this year, but it always falls around Thanksgiving. So favorite holiday. It's the best food of the year.
It's the best food of the year without all the pressure of Christmas, right? There's no pressure of Christmas. It's just a great meal.
Yeah, and there's football on. Yeah. I mean, it's football. Amazing.
It's such a great time.
It's my favorite holiday.
All my kids are coming in town. I'm super excited about it. Do you have any what's your favorite food?
Turkey. But here's why. Because I like the turkey that night. I like the turkey the next day. I like all the things that come with that turkey.
That's the best thing is the leftovers. But turkey dressing would like the gravy.
The gravy.
I mean, come on,
it's really
good. It's good.
And probably Danielle's pumpkin pie, I'm sure, is amazing.
Oh yeah,
Danielle makes.
She's not a big pumpkin pie, but she did that spice. You remember that spice cake that she does?
Yeah.
That she's doing that again. That spice cake's going to be great.
I didn't know, coming from the north, that Thanksgiving food was different in the south.
It's better.
It is better.
So much better.
It is.
Well, you cook everything different. Same food, but it's differently
cooked. A little
maybe.
different. Like we did noodles, but our kind of noodles.
A lot more fat, a lot more sugar.
Yeah, and a lot more fried.
Yeah, fried okra for sure.
Yeah, fried okra for sure. So I'm taking my turkey. I did it last year. One of the best turkeys I've ever done. I've done the deep fried turkeys for years. But I'm taking a turkey and I'm going to brine it again. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put it in a brine that I make. That's not too heavy seasoning, but just really tender that bird up. Then I'm going to have it injected. I'm going to inject it, brine it. Then when I pull it out, I'll season the outside of it, let it sit like that I'll do that about 2-3 days before I even get ready. Then I'm going to smoke fry it. So I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to smoke it.
Smoke fry.
I'm going to smoke fry it. So I'm going to take that bird, I'm going to smoke it for a couple hours, and then I'm going to deep fry it for about an hour. And we're going to have a smoked, crispy, juicy.
You deep fry for a whole hour?
That bird has no idea.
There's a temperature. I'm going to hit temperatures.
Do a low temp or something?
Hey, if people follow me on social, they know I'll put my recipe
The
up.
last video I saw with your boy from Collect the Soul, you're burning the house down. I was like, let's go to that clip.
I'll drop that in. We'll drop that
Will
in.
Turpin, I mean, he was a great one to have on this season, too.
Will was good.
Good.
I mean, he was on tour.
Their documentary is so good.
The documentary that came out.
That was so good. They had their 30-year documentary coming out. And I want to say it was called Since You're Still Listening, but I know that's not it.
Not it. But that was good to hang out with those guys.
And they did.
So much fun.
They played Seascape here, and he announced the show here on our show, and they were playing right across the street from our studio.
Sold out 2.4 million people at the concert.
So great. We had such a good time. Brandon, remember after they got done, they came into our little pod. Will and the drummer, Johnny, came into the pod.
It's so funny that the people around us recognize who they were, even though in the dark. Everybody wanted a picture. I think they just wanted to hear the concert. You know?
We almost got mobbed. We were like kind of in the center section of this.
And Will's kind of tall.
Yeah, and they were all like,
he
"You're
is tall."
Y'all are. We just saw y'all on stage," and he's like, "I'm just hanging with my buddies here."
That was a blast.
Yeah.
That was so much
That's
fun.
actually the first time he's been able to come out into the concert with me. I think he thought it'd be incognito. It's so dark, outdoor concert.
tall.
He's like, "Let me see what happens." But he's such a tall guy.
Yeah, and his hair, everybody
Six
gets-
two, at least 6'4".
He's tall. Yeah.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah,
He's a
when,
tall
when I
guy.
met him, I didn't realize he was that tall.
Well, I recognize everybody's tall because I'm 5'9". So
Yeah, you're still smooth as a baby's bottom, though.
So good.
I'm smooth.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I'm looking forward to. I also want to point out the other episode that I really liked. I want to talk about what I'm looking forward to next season. But before we move on from that, I think Ron Williams' episode was so good too.
Man.
21-time bodybuilder. I mean, GOAT of natural body.
He's probably won another one.
Universal. He's
He's
probably
now
already won another
22,
one.
yeah, I would
but
say.
now he's probably in his he's probably doing the bodybuilding for the senior citizen bodybuilding.
He's definitely
still-
winning that. right?
His
I mean,
muscles have a little baby
I feel
muscles.
like it's even easier now.
Actually, Ron's such a great guy. He reached
Yeah.
back out to me after it went, but it's just so good. And he had that one where I thought his answer at the end was our best answer.
Oh yeah, the 25-year-old.
Oh yeah, he's saying
Yeah, so I'm gonna I'm gonna roll that clip
Awesome.
of when he's
Okay.
saying what, because that was such a great one. I mean, we've asked this question to almost every guest. I missed a few, but what would you do? And so I asked him the question: what if you could go back and tell your 25-year-old self anything? Knowing what you know now, if you could tell your 25-year-old self anything, what would you tell him? And let's listen then to what my friend Ron Williams, 21-time
Prime
Mr.
time.
Universe.
I've not won 21
That's
things.
That's
in my
huge.
life.
21-time natural Mr. Universe, natural bodybuilding. Right? Am I saying that right? So, I mean, it's
You
crazy.
can't say last names
no
right,
steroids.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No steroids.
No steroids.
No juice. No juice.
Juiceless.
Check this clip out for us. It's tough and it is hard and I get it and everybody's drinking from a fire hydrant, but we are called for more. And if we can lean into those fruits of the Spirit more, and I mean, a simple prayer is really to just ask God to help me see the world the way He sees the world, right? Is see these pains, see these problems like you see the problems, because we go through our day and we're so selfish at nature. I want to get the best position in the car line. I want to get through this trap. Why are you holding me up?
We all want our own
Why are
comfort.
you doing right? It's all about
I want to be
me,
comfortable
me,
all the
me.
time.
And that's default, and I get it. But we're called to be about others before ourselves.
And I think that's the real key is just love, man.
Yeah.
Help me, teach me to love.
That's a great way.
just
That's a
wanna
great prayer.
love.
I think
too.
you said that
That's a
from
great
stage the
prayer,
other
too.
day. They don't care what you know until they know how much you care.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it really is about love. I mean, God loved me. Man, when I didn't even love myself. I felt unlovable. How could He love me?
Well, that's the thing. God loved you even before you knew His love. God loved you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I went to lunch with a friend of ours. You'll know Shin Holster. He's been on the show a couple of times, and great dude. And he came. Yeah, I mean, you were there. Brandon also came. Juice stayed at home, but Brandon came to hear me speak the other day.
I was working.
And-
Let me show you
He
my
did
work.
have
This-
to work.
you
He
don't gotta
did.
show- oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, he did take
That's
it.
right.
He did.
This is the
He
stuff I'm
was.
doing.
Juices in magazines.
Yeah, he was taking
Get
some
outta here.
photos. He was taking some
I was
photos. You were working, brother. But
I got a
Shin
baby.
Holster came actually to hear me speak. But we were, he was talking to me. He said we were talking about grace at lunch one time, and I do this everywhere I go. I'm talking about Jesus, and I go to lunch. If you want to come to lunch with me, come on. We're going to talk about Jesus.
You buying?
But yeah, I buy.
Alright, cool.
But at any rate, so Shin Holster, we sit down and we were talking about grace, and he said, Jesus loved Judas so much that nobody knew he was going to betray him. Nobody knew who was going to betray him.
He did. Jesus did.
Jesus did, but he did. But he
still
loved
loved
Judas so much that he left out that room that night, and nobody knew it was Judas. That's how grace is, man. He loves us even when he knows what's happening. He knows the story before it's done, but he still loves us and did it anyway. That part when he was in that garden, right before he's arrested, and he's like, "Take this cup from me." That's the part that gets me so much.
That's the
in
human
my
side of him.
salvation.
Yeah.
Is just this idea that he didn't want to do it.
Who would?
But he did it anyway.
Who would
Yeah.
want to go through all that?
Yeah.
Because he knew what was coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Ron, I got one last question for you.
Okay.
I've been asking everybody this season, except for a few people.
I thought you were asking how much you could bench, but
All of us.
all of us. Yeah, all of us put
Everybody.
together.
oh man,
So, one last question. What would, if you could go back today?
this is probably the
It's a good
best
one.
answer we've had.
I know. You're totally right. If you could go back today, now we set you up. If you could go back, tell your 25-year-old self, knowing what you know now, if you could go back and tell your 25-year-old self anything, what would you tell him?
Man, what would I tell my 25-year-old self? Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way.
Wow.
Little Sandy Patty there, man.
That's beautiful,
So
Ron.
Answer, man.
So good.
Jesus
That was
is the
great.
And he
All right, that was pretty good, man.
He's a good
some
dude.
Incredible,
He's a really good
great
dude.
Yeah,
He
great
is.
dude. I mean, some incredible times, man. So, like, I was thinking about it because we were at like 62 or 3 is the episodes we're on. This will be like 64. We had 20 something the year before, so we're over 40 episodes this year.
Good Lord.
I told somebody that answer that Ron Williams gave, and I want to go back through and maybe I'll do a quick like a little clip of like all of them. But I asked almost 40 people, if not over 40 people, what would they tell their 25-year-old self? The number one answer, there's not even a close second. The number one answer is they'd all leaned into Jesus already.
Yeah.
The
In
number
one
one
shape
answer
or
was they'd
form,
all
they
lean.
really would.
I'd get into the Word. I'd be praying more. I would follow. I'd grab my relationship with Jesus. That was the number. There wasn't
It
even a
is.
close second.
I know. That's right.
Wasn't even a close second.
Slow,
wild-
yeah. Or tell yourself to slow down. That would
Yeah,
be a
that
close
would be
second.
maybe,
Slow down,
maybe.
but find Jesus, you'll slow down. You
Yeah,
find
yeah.
Jesus.
It all correlates. It all correlates. You're
Jesus
exactly
is a speed bump. You gotta hit him.
It was so
Well,
good.
another one's your brother when he was on,
Oh,
right?
Nate was
And I
so
know we
good.
don't have a clip of it, but he did help somebody from that episode. That's
Yeah.
what matters, right?
Wow.
That's why we
that's a
do.
good
That's
thing
why
to
you
point out.
started this.
That's
man.
exactly
Was for
right.
that.
Shout out to Nate.
Juice,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're exactly right. When folks DM, in fact, that's part of the issue, man. If you guys are listening out there, it really is. We do this for you, the audience, believe it or not. I mean, we have a fun time coming in.
Yeah, it's fun,
I'm
but-
going to talk with these guys whether I'm here
We
behind
talk
the camera
anyway.
or not.
It's
right?
actually better when the cameras aren't on.
But yeah, but the idea that there are folks here that have life lessons that we can all learn from, but you can learn from, and it can do something. That's huge, and that's a great reminder that my brother was on, and he texted me a few months later and said, "Hey, a buddy of mine I hadn't talked to since service reached out to me, saw the video, reached out to me, and I'm getting him help." And I thought,
That's
wow,
so cool.
that's what this is about.
Yeah.
When you lean
Check up on that.
in for help or try to improve your life, and if it can come from this show, I mean, God bless. That's it. Sometimes amazes
Man,
me.
right?
Yeah.
Even we can be used.
That's
You know,
exactly
we
right.
can even help.
That's exactly.
And the
right.
other thing this podcast can do is get you sued. When we had the mayor on, we
Evidently
almost
the
got
mayor,
sued
that's
3 times.
right.
Having
That's right.
Mayor Bobby on was
Dude.
cool. Man, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Man,
Mayor
you've-
Bobby's
we've
great.
He
had
broke some
guests.
news on here. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's telling
he
us
did.
stuff that nobody else knew.
Yeah, we had to cut some of it out.
It's the
right?
only time I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
cut things out
Yeah.
of a show.
Hey, can we put it
And
in now? Has it broke since then?
I don't know. I
He
don't
was
know if
telling
it
us
broke
stuff.
or
I don't
not.
know what.
But
Yeah,
he
I
was
don't
like,
know.
I don't want you to get sued. And I was like, I don't want to get sued.
Bobby was good. That was a lot of
good
fun.
one.
But I'm looking forward to next season. Those are all great episodes, man. I'd encourage you, just go back. If you're listening to this for the first time, I'd encourage you, go back, check out this season. There's so many good ones. You can ramble through the clips. We've got short clips, long clips, full episodes. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. But I'm really looking forward to next season. I'm working on a new intro that I'm
Yeah.
kind of excited
Oh my
about.
God!
What's on tap
another
for
one?
next year?
Yeah. I've got another little intro that
Is
I
it
think will be
Cade? Is
good.
my brother rapping on it?
No, it's not.
Oh well, that's
You know what they should do? People should comment or send $10 podcast gmail.com.
Yeah.
What do you want to see on the show?
That's
That's
good
a good
point.
idea.
That's a good point.
What do you want to see
Yeah.
as we progress into season 3?
Maybe you know somebody we could get on that we
Right?
hadn't thought of.
like Reacher.
Yeah. Keep trying.
I don't know why I
You
keep
think you'll
calling
put Brandon in a
Reacher.
headlock? That'd be awesome.
I would do it.
Well,
I'll
you
take
know,
it.
I'll give a special shout out, which it just so we're going to take the break from essentially we're going to take about 2 months off. So we'll take
Family time.
Family time. We're going to go. I want you to spend. Hey, as the audience, I want you to spend with your family, leaning your family. You have no. If you listen to podcasts, go back. Listen to some of the old ones. We'll drop clips here and there, and you can hopefully you'll subscribe and share it with some friends. But we'll drop some clips from some of our episodes, and you can check those out and dive into all the things jabronis. And go check our website out, jabronis.com.
Oh, yeah, get merch.
vintagewisdom.com.
Yeah.
Got merch there. We're going to keep
Merch.
improving it. So we got some new koozies. They look great. We got some hoodies.
It does look good.
We
That
got some
koozie's
stuff.
tight,
I'm
too.
working on different suppliers to bring
Hey,
price
are
down.
these made in
and
America?
It's gonna be good. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Juice.
You made somewhere,
man.
Juice.
South America.
As far as I can tell, they seem to be American.
They're pretty sturdy.
That's waiting to get some swag.
Yeah. So, but there'll be different things. We've got some cool stuff. We'll keep working on it. But
Everybody we know at Christmas time is getting jabroni T-shirts.
That's right. Everybody's getting a jabroni T-shirt.
Sorry.
But look, Christmas is coming up. Enjoy the time. We're going to take off all the rest of November, all of December, but into January. So about mid-January, after the first couple weeks of January, I'm super excited for episode 1. We're filming it here in another week. She's coming from out of town. This is our first out of town guest.
What?
She is
Ron
an
Williams?
up and coming child psychologist that is all over Instagram that we have landed. I am super excited for her. I don't want to break who it is because I want our audience to be excited, but I've got her. We've got another local celebrity coming that, and when I say local, I mean regional, possibly even national, that I am working dates on with this young lady who has really taken by storm Instagram. I think she's over 500,000 followers on Instagram now and crushing it. So I've been working with her PR agency. So we're getting new guests that are coming on, broadening
Look
our
at you
audience.
work
I'm
with
super
PR.
excited.
Look
Yeah,
at-
yeah,
what
you
is-
work with
like,
me.
this
I'm talking to PR.
this is great.
Yeah, I'm talking to PR.
Yeah.
You know how it is. I'm talking
Well,
to
check with my PR guy to see if I can make the dates you're lining up, right? I don't know. You have to ask him.
No,
Or
we've got Terry Wilson. I'm kind of going to give one wet name away. Super
Yeah.
excited about Terry Wilson. Got a great story. 7th Division Green Beret, lining him
Oh,
up,
yeah,
having him come on. I'm excited about him. I've got another incredible. We've got some incredible. Some of the Eddie Gallagher world opened up when we had him on
well,
there.
that's the Gary
I've
Wilson
got a
guy.
few other special warfare groups coming in to talk to us about, but they're not going to be. What's great about it is, while they'll talk some about the battle, we want to talk a little bit more about the battle within.
Yeah,
And that's where we're going to dive in. And so I'm really excited about kind of diving into everyone's stories and really highlighting that story, that human story of just overcoming,
Yeah.
Yeah, as a child psychiatrist girl, is she going to work for free on us while she's here on the couch?
Yeah,
'Cause,
we
you
should
know,
I
sit on
need-
the couch.
I need a little
well,
help.
we're basically 5-year-old
we're
minds
children
anyway.
anyway.
If that.
So that's awesome.
The good news for young people out there listening is that she's got a lot of great advice on faith-based parenting that I think is going to just do worlds for your parenting, especially if you've got young kids or kids still in the home.
Yeah.
The bad news for my kids is that game's already set.
No, I need
Mine
her.
too.
Yeah.
Mine too.
So I'm just here to apologize for them, but I'm excited about it. I'm debating doing another, maybe a set change. We may keep this set for some episodes. I'm going to change some episode stuff around. We're going to work with some lighting. I think that we've got some really cool ideas that I'm excited about for next season. So I'm really hoping people stick around. We just keep elevating our game, and our sponsors are signing it on again. I'm super excited about
great.
it.
Yeah,
So we got
Floor,
great
that's awesome.
sponsors.
Didn't
again,
mention
and-
floors.com,
and,
but
yeah, we should have. I should
Shout out floors.com.
Yeah, shout out to floors.com. That's FLOOR.
double Z.
Double
Koozies, everybody.
Floors.com. So you're exactly right. So I should have done that earlier.
Sorry, it's all
But,
good.
you know.
That's great.
This is a free
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a free episode.
Yeah.
this is a free episode. But no, I'm super excited about season 2 or season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
Season 3.
3 years.
And what's crazy is I'm having people come to us now asking to be on the show.
What?
versus us reaching out the other way. And so while I'm still reaching out, and I've got folks that we're trying to broaden our
Brandon's parents don't count, dude.
No.
Is that what we're talking about?
I don't even know.
I
if
do
they
want to know
what
how
a
about this
podcast-
alcohol story though. At 14, that would be a
Oh,
good one.
that would be good.
What is it?
Your 14-year-old getting drunk. I would love to hear that story. Yeah.
I can tell you in detail. It was very vivid. But man, I don't ever want to feel like that again.
Well,
Ever.
I'm trying to line up. We'll see if I can get him. But I was talking to a guy the other day that we were at a party, and this is how it works. You know, and again, audience, if you're talking to somebody and they've got this great story, and you're like, "Wow, people need to hear this," like reach out to us, DM us, because we could get
for
them on the
real.
show and share their story. So this guy was at an event, and this guy starts telling me how he was been a SWAT team in Tennessee for years and just retired, and retired SWAT team guy, and he was kicking in doors and snatching people by the neck and all this. And I said, "Where is he?" He said, "Murfreesboro." And I said, "Did you know Jelly Roll?" And he said, "Funny story."
I arrested that guy.
No way. So story him arrested.
I said, "Man, I kind of want to hear that story on the pod." So we're working through different
That's
folks
cool.
because I think there's a lot of cool stuff out there. Obviously, everybody's got a story, and I think that's what this show's about. Is that the wise man learns from others' mistakes. The foolish man learns from
Come on.
right.
That's
Why-
what David Fields said. His favorite part about doing the podcast is just hearing the stories.
That's exactly right. That's what it's
That's all
about,
it's
man.
about,
We
yeah.
all have a story.
Yeah.
You have a story if you're listening. You have a story, and you may think that nobody needs to hear it. And look, maybe it doesn't work out for, what the hell do I know? But we just a $10 podcast
That's it.
anyway. But you've got a story that can help somebody. So tell it. Live it out. Walk it out. I told somebody the other day, as much as I love people that wear the Christian T-shirts and all that, and I think that's great, wear the Christian T-shirt, I'm telling you, be the example first.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
Be
people
the
look at.
example first.
Yeah.
That's what changes lives, right? And that's what it's about. And so, man, I just love doing this with you guys. I've had so much fun. We kick off season 3, and
Awesome.
before we know it, we're going to be into season 4.
Yeah.
I guess. Or
2020.
Where are you moving
What the
to,
hell do I know,
JB? I'm
right?
staying right
What
here
the hell
in
do I know?
paradise.
We might get canceled. Oh man, we're working through so many great episodes, and I want the tough conversations too. I've got another lady coming on who has kind of deconstructed her faith, which is very interesting. And so you got some hurt in it.
Yeah.
And I want to
sure.
love and hear those and walk in those tougher conversations.
Yeah.
And have them, because we need to be able to see each other and hear each other.
That's a really good point. I think we've got a way in society, be it social media or whoever you want to blame, but truly valuing another human.
100%.
You got a different opinion than me, then I can't value you as a human being, and I can't even talk to you. It's such a weird thing. We're all valuable. We all have a story, and I've never walked in your shoes. I've never walked in Juice's shoes. We all have a different path. So how we got to where we're at is our path. But to value that
good.
lived experience, we all need to do that more and more.
Scripture says that we should rejoice with those who need to be rejoiced, mourn with those who need to mourn.
That's right.
And it doesn't say if they think like you.
Never.
It doesn't say.
Or they make the money you do, or they hang with the people you do.
If somebody's hurting, we hurt with them.
Yeah.
And we pray with them. And if somebody's happy, we be happy for them.
Yeah.
And we rejoice with them. And that's what I hope we can do a little bit more of, and maybe we can show that out to the world and figure it out. So I just lean into the camera I'm going to lean into the camera one time more, and for the last time this season. But so listen up, kids. Man, we are excited about next season. I can't wait for you to see the guest lineup we have. It is literally coming along as we speak. But my first 6 are almost baked in, and they're fire. I mean, one after the other, after the other. And so I hope you'll lean in. I hope you'll learn. I hope you'll grow. Or, you know what? Stay where you are and do the same old thing and expect a different result. But I think you should lean in, or don't. Because, like I've always said, what the hell do I know?
What the hell do I know? I'm just JB, middle-aged dad with ADD. Candid combos, jokes so lame, jabronis pulling a poker face. Just a couple of dudes with ADD. What the hell do I know? With JB.